Hi everyone, this is Laurece West from LaureceWestStudios.com. I'm a voice and performance coach. I offer elite training for professional singing and career invigorating speaking. So today let's talk about allergies. These could be seasonal allergies or perhaps a food allergy, but what happens is there's a lot of mucus that gets created, postnasal drip, coughing, clearing of the throat. Look at the other video I have about encouraging people to stop clearing their throat because the vocal cords are smashing together at that time. And it's a natural response, of course, to get the mucus not to go down into the lungs, but it's very hard on the vocal cords and it limits endurance. So look at that because we want to stop clearing the throat, and there are some techniques that I have in that video for that. And we want to not have all of these effects because they limit us as singers and speakers. So what we want to do is, first of all, clear the mucus. And what I suggest is that immediately you buy some apple cider vinegar, and I prefer Bragg's, which you can get at Whole Foods or any health food store, simply because it's not completely devoid of the apple product and some of the vitamins and minerals. And take a tablespoon of that and put it in a cup of lukewarm water and gargle with it. That will release if you have any sore throat, that will release that. That will clear the mucus. And the mucus is a really big substrate for bacteria to grow. And we want to eliminate any further complications that come from this. You know, we don't want a sore throat. We don't want anything else. I describe that in more detail in my video, Sore Throat Remedy. But anyway, you can do that as many times as you need to do that. What's great about that versus salt water is that it doesn't dehydrate the throat, but it kills the germs, and this will also release all the mucus. So you want to do that, first of all. Then when you have the urge to clear your throat, swallow, because you do have this postnasal drip usually dropping down onto the epiglottis, which is that flap when we swallow that covers the windpipes, so our food just goes down into our stomach rather than into our lungs. And it's dripping on that. You're breathing, so that's open. And then it's dripping down onto your vocal cords. And then you're trying to clear it out of there. So if you swallow, though, what happens is that stuff will go down your esophagus. None of this is lovely, but that's why you want to gargle. You want to get the stuff out as much as possible. Then what I also encourage you to do is check to see if your vocal cords are actually involved in the swelling, and this can happen also with a cold. Sometimes there's just congestion up in here, and there's not any congestion in the vocal cords. Now, the congestion is similar, if in the vocal cords, is similar to having a sprained ankle. We obviously wouldn't want to walk or run on that. So if you have some swelling or congestion in the vocal cords, and I say swelling particularly, and how can you tell that? Your voice will sound different. Your voice will sound lower. It might sound raspier, huskier. So you can just tell, like, is this my normal speaking voice? That's the first thing. And let's say it does sound bad, then what you need to do is you need to do vocal rest. And I have another video on vocal rest that you can check out in this vocal health section on my YouTube channel. So that's really important because you really can't use your voice in those circumstances. And it's annoying, but it's also a beautiful time when you can just be quiet and communicate with people in different ways. It's really a fun time, actually, and we want to learn from these, like, how can I change things differently so I don't get vocally compromised? Now, if you do not have the swelling in your vocal cords, if you know how to sing on your vocal cords and you know how to speak on your vocal cords, it shouldn't be a problem. I'm not very good. Like, if I had a congestion up here, I'm not very good at speaking, so it doesn't sound it. So if you can't actually speak in a way that doesn't sound congested, you're not going to be able to do it, even if your vocal cords are fine. However, I'm able to sing with congestion up here, although I rarely get it. And that will come for you too when you get into really good self-care, and we'll talk a little bit more about that, about how even some people have eliminated their allergies, even seasonal allergies. So for example, you can't hear the difference because all my sound is on my vocal cords. So, and I train people to do that. But if you can't and you're like, then you're going to have to not sing when you have even congestion up in here. Okay. So what I want to encourage you to do is to look at, maybe you've got 5 things going on that you have a little bit of a reaction to, with mucus or, you know, postnasal drip, clearing the throat, etc. Could be some foods, and I want you to just check out what's going on. Let's say you have some congestion in the morning. Okay, what did I eat for breakfast? What did I eat last night? If you have it at 3 p.m., what did I have for lunch, etc. Start to keep track. When is this mucus coming? What's it caused by? I also have videos on mucus. So there's ways that we can really explore the whole totality of what's going on. Then, you know, and it could be foods. There may be other things you need to eliminate. And I would look at those mucus videos because I go into that in detail. Because usually there's about 4 or 5 things going on in addition to the seasonal allergies. And if you can eliminate 1 or 2, what I've found in working with my clients is that the immune system can recover and everything changes, that all this stuff clears up. The other thing that occurs to me to tell you today is that I've heard a story, and I don't want to go into, it's a famous person, but I don't want to go into it because I don't have all the details and I don't just want to share it. But they had asthma, and they found through a regression, they found that they had a past life where they had done something upsetting or gone through something upsetting. And when they cleared the grief on that, the asthma actually just completely resolved. So I'm not trying to say that, you know, you can necessarily resolve this, but I'm just offering you an option that if you have chronic seasonal allergies, perhaps sit with yourself or maybe go to a professional and see if there's something else in your system that needs to be cleared. And Tony Stevens is really excellent. I have her, there's another video with her, and you can check her out at tonystevens.com. She's does body talk, which basically the body will say what's going on, and even if it's an emotional too. So those are some options. You can do it yourself. You can get some help and just kind of gather data. But in the meantime, use the apple cider vinegar and swallow every time. You know, you can drink water. Swallow when you feel like you want to clear your throat, because we want to not have vocal compromise from that. And until next time, I would love to hear your comments, and sing and speak with your heart. Feel better and take good care.